What's up, gamers? Batman here to go over my impressions of the Diablo IV beta. But before we get started, please subscribe for more gaming content.
TST Gaming, your destination for all things gaming.
So the highly anticipated Diablo IV beta has finally arrived, and I'm here to give you my first impressions of the game. The beta was made available on March 17th for players who pre-purchased the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition, or for those who purchased a Double Down from KFC. Yes, you heard that right. KFC was doing a beta giveaway if you ordered a Double Down from them, and now I'm hungry. And while this is just a beta for those who did one of those two things, this means that not everyone can access the beta at the moment. However, it's still a good opportunity for those who are thinking of getting the game to get a taste of what's to come. The beta itself gave you access to play 3 of the 5 different classes. You get to play as the Rogue, the Barbarian, or the Sorcerer. Both Necromancer and Druid will be available in the open beta that I'll talk about a little bit later, but for this particular weekend it was just those 3 classes. Now I personally played as a Rogue because I just really enjoyed that playstyle, and we got to explore the first zone, which was Fractured Peaks, experience the story's prologue and all of Act 1. You get to play up to level 25, and also if you met certain requirements, you actually could get rewards that carry over into launch. This beta offers us an exciting glimpse into the upcoming game, and one of the standout features for me was the game's core gameplay loop, which of course remains true to what you would expect from a Diablo game. And I would say that the game's combat is more dynamic and engaging, with a wider variety of enemies available, and the skills and abilities that we're given are designed well with very good animations. And each class has very different fighting styles. While I didn't play as the Sorcerer or the Barbarian, I did watch some gameplay that had them in it, and the way that you play any of the 3 classes is vastly different. And then also when you think about all the different armors and abilities that you can get, this means that each class will have a variety of builds that players can experiment with, giving the game tons of replayability and really giving players a run for their money with the 10 available character slots that they'll be able to use. Now, one significant improvement in Diablo IV is the ability for players to refund their ability points at any time, allowing them to change their character builds anytime they want. And for me, I really like this because I tend to be the kind of person who I'm like, well, I don't want to make that decision because I don't know what that does yet, or I don't know enough about the game yet. And so I tend to prolong spending my talent points and skill points and things. However, with this, I felt very comfortable going into, I'm just going to try this out. And for certain boss fights even, where I'd get stuck because I was playing it on tier 2, I would say, okay, I'm going to reset my stuff. What is going to be the best build I can make for this individual fight? And for me, that was just awesome to be able to feel comfortable to say, okay, I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to do this. And the higher level you are, it costs a certain amount of gold to do this, but it wasn't anything close to breaking the bank. And it was like, oh, yeah, totally, let's do this. And allowed you to really customize your experience yourself. And that's something that I really enjoyed about this beta. As far as the game itself goes, I really thought the graphics were fantastic. Fractured Peaks is really like the snowy mountain range that they did such a good job of. Even just your little footsteps as you're walking in was fantastic. And I never once thought to myself, they could have done better with the graphics on this. And keep in mind, this is a game where while the graphics up close aren't important, it's the graphics far away, but the graphics have to look good enough up close to look good enough far away. And so that's a balance that they have to really strike, and they did that very well. Now, we will be getting a second beta, and this is going to be called the open beta. So we had the early access beta, which is what we're covering right now, and then we have the open beta, which is going to be next weekend, from March 24th to March 26th, and included in that is going to be the Necromancer and the Druid. And this is going to be really a good stress test for the servers. Now, I was really surprised to see they're doing betas 3 months before launch, but this gives them plenty of time to really make some tweaks around the game to make it even better at launch. Now, I did feel like one thing I do want to say that seemed a little bit concerning was the fact that I got to level 20 and I was like, I'm done, I got to do this video. Because that's the highest you need to be in order to get the rewards to carry over. And so I was like, I'm not going to play the extra 5 levels. And so I only played 20 levels, which is 4/5 of the availability of levels you can hit. And I ended up with almost legendaries in every single slot. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 slots on my character that didn't have a legendary. So I feel like they dropped really generously for the amount of time I was playing. And I hope that's not going to be the case going forward, and this was just a beta thing to kind of give you a taste of the system and to make you feel like you're progressing in the beta. So that is one concern of mine. There was a little bit of performance issues here and there, but nothing that really broke the game. My game did crash once completely, where it completely just crashed my computer. And to be fair, I was also recording at the time, and so trying to record and do that and play the game, I had to turn the settings down a bit in order to, keep going. If you're a fan of the Diablo series or just love, role-playing games, I would definitely say that getting your chance to play this game, if you're not sold yet, play it on the open beta next weekend, because it'll give you a chance to really feel it for yourself, not just listening to my opinion or other people. You'll be able to actually take a look and experience it for yourself and say, is this a game I want to get, without having to spend anything. And a final note on this, I do want to say, I believe that Diablo IV has a ton of potential. When you think about that the third one released in 2012, and where we have come in gaming and technology in those 11 years, I have high hopes for this particular game. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think that we're going to probably get extra classes, because I think 5 just feels a little small, but I think at the same time they wanted to really hone in and make you feel like you're one of these 5 classes. So I really enjoyed the beta. I had no major complaints, just a little bit of concerns here and there, performance stuff which could be related to my side or just the service in general, which I know people had a hard time even getting into the game that first night. So while it's true that Diablo IV has the potential, I'm sure there's room for improvement on the little things, and that's what they're doing this beta for. So it's clear that Blizzard is really trying to step up their game from Diablo 3 and make it feel like a Diablo 4. But let us know down in the comments what you thought of the beta, if you got a chance to play it, and what you're hoping to see when the game launches on June 6th. And that's all we have for today. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching TST Gaming, and until next time, just play.